Hey fellow automation geeks, this is Saurabh, and in this video I'll be telling you about the scenarios within make.com. So I'll be telling you how to create scenarios, what is an app, how to configure a module, how to connect different modules together, and I'll be also telling you about the concepts of mapping. So make sure you watch this video towards the end, as I don't want you to miss out on any of the important information which I'm going to share. So without a further ado, let's jump right into Make. So in order to access the scenarios, so once you log into your Make dashboard, on the left you will see on the menu bar you will see an option for scenarios. So once you click on that, you will see this kind of a dashboard, and from here what you need to do, you need to click on create a scenario. So scenarios are basically the automations. So here this blue plus sign, this plus button, this is basically to add an app to trigger the automation. So you've got all these built-in apps which are integrated within Make, which you can scroll through, and depending on which app you want to automate, you can select that particular app. And this white space behind that is the scenario editor. So once you click an app, you will be able to edit the scenario in the scenario editor. And down at the bottom where you see run once, so this is where you will schedule a scenario and test the scenario. So when you build a scenario, you need to test it to ensure that it is working as it is intended. So this is where you would use the run once button, and this will actually execute your scenario. So once you have built a scenario, you can then select when to schedule it at intervals depending on your needs. So from here you can select the different intervals, and this is where you would use scheduling. So you have got these scenarios to run at regular intervals, once every day, days of the week, days of the month, specified days, and on demand. So from here you can further customize the minutes as well. And the next thing I want to tell you about are the controls here. So you see these controls. So the first one is the save. So once you are building the scenario, you can click on save, and that will save the scenario. And then you have the scenario inputs. So from here you can select different inputs, which I'll be covering more detail when I start building scenarios. And then you have scenario settings. So you have sequential processing, data is confidential, so you can set the settings for a particular scenario here. And then you have this notes section, from where you can add notes for your reference while creating a scenario. And then you have auto align. So if you're building app an automation which has got a lot of apps, so it will look jumbled up once you start building it. So once you hit this button, it will auto align all the scenarios. And then you have this aeroplane icon, which is to explain the flow. So once you have that, you can do that. And then you have these three dots more. So from here you can export a blueprint, a scenario which is going to create. You can also import different scenarios. So if you have got a scenario from somewhere else, you can import it from here, and then previous version, so that will go back to the previous versions as well. And then you have got these tools which are available. It's not just the apps that you can connect to each other. Sometimes you need different functions. For example, you may want to add a router to send onto different paths or retrieve variables. So there are three forms of these tools. So one is the flow control, then you have the tools, and then there is a text parser. So I'll be covering more about these later on. And here you can set your favorites as well, like the favorite apps which you need to access them quickly. You can select them here. And if you are stuck somewhere, then you have this uh, discover section. So once you click on that, so you have the discover section, and this is an excellent resource to explore in the event that you are stuck. And it is also an ideal tool to utilize for working through the basics of building a scenario. and it will also point towards many of the support channels that you can access within Make, like you have this quick tips, app tutorials, academy, resource hub. So now let me show you how you can create and save a scenario. So all you need to do, come into this all scenario section and then click on create a new scenario. And then you can also set the name of the scenario over here. You just need to click on this and you can give it a name, and then you can select this plus button. And let me just quickly build one uh, of the automation. So we'll do an automation for weather. So we'll select a weather application, and then we'll select get current weather, and then you can type in the name of the city, or you can select the coordinates, but I think city is much better. So let's say we want to look at the weather in New York, USA, and then we click on OK. And at this stage, what you can do is you can also save the scenario by clicking on this save button over here, like this. So you will get the notification that the scenario has been saved. And let me run this module to show you how the simple automation works. So you can see the temperature is 24 degrees over, in New York right now, and it's August 10th. Sunrise, sunset, you will get all this information, and later on in the videos I can tell you how you can utilize this information and build up your workflows. So now I'll be telling you how you can organize the scenarios. So for that you need to go into scenarios, and you will see a scenario over here, and you can also search for different scenarios using the search box which is there. And you can also create a folder here by clicking on this plus sign, and you can give it a name. So here the scenario, you have created a folder, and from where you can save a scenario in a particular folder to group that particular scenario. And then if you have to move a particular scenario in a folder, then what you have to do, you see this drop down arrow. From here you can just click on move to a folder, and then you can select the folder of your choice and then click on move, and that will move that particular scenario in a folder. So now let me tell you what is an app or a module. As I previously shown you the weather app, so let's take that example again. So we'll just select the weather app. We'll select get current weather. We'll put New York, USA. So this is how you can add a module in your scenario. Now let's configure a Google Sheets module. So from here we'll select Google Sheets, and you have all these options in a Google Sheet module. So what we are going to do, we are going to do a add row module. So we'll select the add row module within Google Sheet, and then I need to click on create a connection to connect my Google Sheet with this account. So I've already done that. Let me select my email, to click on allow, and then it's going to verify the connection, and then it has set up the Google Sheet module. The setup is complete, and now you can select the search method. So let's choose a method and leave it as search by path, then choose a drive. Then we have chosen my drive. You have got the options to shared with me and Google shared drive, but we'll select my drive. And then from here the spreadsheet ID, you can choose your destination spreadsheet if you have there. If not, then it will create one, and then you click on OK. I think it needed an ID. I don't have a spreadsheet here, but you got the point. So now let's look at the connections within this make.com. So these are the different connections, and you will see all these buttons over here: reauthorize, verify, delete. Delete, you can just delete a particular connection. Verify is to verify the connection, and reauthorize it. After some time you may have to reauthorize your credentials, and also you can use this to reauthorize. So let's go back to our scenarios where I'll be showing you to create and disconnect the modules. I already have this one going. So if you need to disconnect a particular module, then what you have to do, either you just right click on this and click on unlink, and that's how that module is disconnected from the previous module. And then you see this option for number one. So this is a warning, and you can see the module is not connected to the data flow. So this is the warning signs which you're going to get. So now let's understand the concept of mapping. So for that, let's me go back to creating another scenario, and we'll just use the example of a weather app. So for example, in the weather app, you want to take the description of the weather, or you would like this item of information to appear within the first row on your spreadsheet. In order to do this, you need to map the data from the first module to the second module. So the first module becomes the source, and the second one becomes the destination. So this is how that mapping is created between two different modules. So let's say we do this. We put New York again. So now if you want to run this module, you just need to right click on it and click on run this module. This is going to be your source module, so which you have tested and you have run this module. So you get that the entire description about this module. So this means you have consumed one single operation by running this module. And if you look at this, there are two sets of information which are provided. The first is the input, and the second is the output. So and under the input you can see that you entered New York, and you selected by name, you entered the city, and the output you are going to get are this coordinates, the temperature, the wind speed. So these are the two different uh, bundle of information, you can say. Now I'll show you how you need to map the second one. So for that, let me add another module and do a Google Sheet, and then click on add a row. Okay, so I've created this spreadsheet in my drive called weather, and now let me go back to make and connect my sheet, which you can see it is here, the spreadsheet weather, and then the sheet name is the sheet 1, which you can see right down here. And then you need to give some values. So I want to capture the sunrise, I want to capture the temperature, I want to capture, let's say, the wind speed, and I want to capture the description. So you need to take these variables from here, and then click OK, and then you need to click on save, and then click on run once. So you see this number one, which says it has picked up New York, and then here you see it has updated the information in the in my spreadsheet, which I'll show you right here. See, it has given me the information which I had selected. So guys, this is about the basics of scenarios and how you need to connect an app and the different mapping between the two apps. So I hope you found this video useful, and if you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.